Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Thompson, along with Sean O'Neill, the High Performance Director of USA Table Tennis, ready for T2 Challenge Season 2, the third match of what will be 16 regionals, and we've got a good one tonight there, Sean. Huijing Wang taking on Jiaqi LIN here at the Houston International Table Tennis Academy.
Both players are exceptionally strong. With Huijing, you're going to see a classic penholder game. She's on the left-hand side of your screen, likes to play with a lot of power on the forehand, and her opponent, Jiaqi, plays with shake hands grip, very strong backhand, good positioning. Expect a lot of offense out of her.
Yeah, of course, Huijing Wang is the veteran. She's out of Rosenberg, Texas. She's going to represent the United States of America in Tokyo in 2021. She earned that last February at Santa Monica College in the Olympic trials. She's taking on the youngster, Jiaqi LIN, out of Texas Wesleyan, who is just 21 years of age. She did win the under-18 2018 U.S. Open, Sean, so she's got big wins under her belt. She's played big matches in China. It's going to be interesting to see how she handles Huijing Wang today.
I mean, one thing for the viewers, Mark, is both these players have such great fundamentals. You can watch their strokes and really almost feel like you're at a clinic to see how to strike the ball, both for penholder grip and shake hands. They also have exceptional footwork. So look for them to really set up their attacks, and it looks like we're ready for action.
And it is going to be Jiaqi LIN who will get the serve first. We want to thank Scott Ryan serving as the umpire tonight here at the Houston International Table Tennis Academy. It is our third match we've held here. It is Team Alpha versus Team Omega, and representing Team Omega, Jiaqi LIN with the first serve of the match. A nice return there by Huijing Wang. Seemed like it fooled Jiaqi just a bit.
Jiaqi really likes to getting the score now corrected. Good little housekeeping there. Jiaqi really likes to mix up the serves, serves the forehand pendulum. She can go both inside and out. And that time, excellent play, little reversed pendulum, and that caught Huijing unaware of the amount of spin on the ball.
Huijing Wang representing Team Alpha. It's 1-1 right now between Team Alpha and Team Omega in the 16 regional matches that we've had. That is absolutely critical, Sean. We'll talk more about it as we go on, but it really at this stage is a team match. The team that wins here in the T2 Challenge Season 2 is going to advance to the finals. The 16 players will advance to the finals. And right now it's 2-1 here in Game 1. Huijing Wang taking on Jiaqi LIN.
And one of the things, Mark, I'm always a big fan of is if it's at 10-10, instead of the traditional deuce, it's a 1-point sudden death in every game.
And of course, we're watching the 24-minute clock, and any game that started after the conclusion of that clock is a fast five. So we'll see if we get to fast fives here in this match at the Houston International Table Tennis Academy. Nice point there between Jiaqi LIN and Huijing Wang. As Jiaqi's shot went long, and right now 3-2 here in Game 1 of what is a best of 7. We are, as Sean just noted, playing T2 rules here today at the Houston International Table Tennis Academy.
And just really strong play by Huijing, both setting it up beautifully and then stepping around to get her powerful forehand into play.
Sean, I love the angle that she took on that shot as well. It hit the side of the table. There was nothing that Jiaqi LIN could do. It was completely out of her range to even reach it.
Oh, once again, a super third ball attack by Huijing. She really sets it up nicely, marked by the heavy side spin on her high toss serve. It's maybe if it's a little bit of a mid toss serve, but that ball breaks almost, I would say, a half a foot, and it's very difficult to keep low and under control.
5-2 here in Game 1. Huijing Wang leading for Team Alpha. It goes long 5-3. It's very interesting to watch the penhold players go to the backhand, Sean. I love the way that Huijing Wang adjusts so easily and so fluidly on those shots.
You know, she definitely has the classical game where both the forehand and backhand are on the same side of the paddle today, and that's another great forehand step around. Today, a lot of the penholder players will be using the opposite side of the racket to almost imitate a shake hands backhand loop or maybe a punch shot, but Huijing, of course, being the veteran, learned the game before that stroke was even invented.
Right now leading 6-3. One of the things that does stand out about Huijing's game is her power. She can, when she steps around, she can rip it.
She has no fear, and she can put it past not only the top women in the sport, but also the top men.
That was a nice shot that time by Jiaqi Lin. Got by Huijing Wang to draw within 2 right now. Serve comes across to Huijing, leading 6-4 here. Game 1, as noted, we'll watch the 24-minute clock and see if we do get to fast 5 in this match between these 2 young ladies. That's
very smart tactics there by Jiaqi, playing right into the body of Huijing, really making it difficult for her to generate enough space to get that forehand into play.
That one goes long. Of course, we talked, Sean, about the 16 regional matches. This is the one match out of those 16 where we do have 2 female players playing against each other. One of the nice things about T2 Challenge and Season 2 in particular is that males and females are matched up against one another. But here we've got 2 females, the only one of the 16 regionals that we'll see.
Yeah, and in Season 1, where it was primarily the U.S. national team members, Season 2, it's really been opened up to the best players in the country. So hopefully whichever team can make the finals, we'll see even more fireworks as we head to the finals.
Here, Huijing opens up a 3-point lead. Serve still to Jiaqi Lin. And a good one it was. The draw back within 2. And an 8-6 serve coming across to Huijing Wang, who, as noted, plays out of Rosenberg, Texas now, down in the Houston area.
Again, both these players are serving extremely well, loading up the spin, keeping it short and low, really making it difficult to place the ball to stop that third ball attack. And there's some nice backhand-to-backhand exchange there by Jiaqi, always adding a little bit of topspin to keep the ball down, trying to stay away from Huijing's forehand.
And she gets the serve back, trailing by 2. You're in game 1.
And one thing, Mark, when Huijing plays her back, and a lot of times she's cutting across the ball, taking pace off of it, but also adding a little bit of side spin, which makes it very difficult for Jiaqi to keep those sustained backhand attacks going.
Game point to Huijing Wang. But staving that off, Jiaqi Lin draws back within 2. Serve comes across to Huijing with, again, game point here in game 1 of a best of 7, T2 rules, T2 Challenge Season 2. And that does it. Huijing Wang takes game 1, 11-8 against Jiaqi Lin. And it was a close match, though, Sean. That was not one that I could say that either player was really dominant on the other one. It's just I thought a little bit Huijing's experience, and she is 40 years of age, showed through a little bit in game 1.
Yeah, I think really the biggest difference, both players were serving exceptionally well. But here you can see just a heavy side spin on Huijing's, and Jiaqi wanted to open up, but the problem was a little bit of side top. She lifted off the end of the table. So far it's really been a server's game, and we will keep the players on the same side due to COVID rules.
Sean, you noted that we had a little bit different format in Season 1 of the T2 Challenge, but Huijing Wang did play in Season 1 and actually won her match for her team that time. Well, so she's had experience before in these T2 matches, very familiar with the time clock and the way the scoring goes. And as Sean noted earlier, there's no deuce in T2, which I have to say, from a player's perspective, is probably not the greatest, but from a viewer's perspective, is really nice.
Yeah, generally as a player, when you're down 10-9 and you deuce it up, you have a sense of relief. And now you've got to keep that pressure going on, especially on the next point. As you mentioned, Mark, Huijing beat Michael Tran in Season 1. So she has a winning streak that she's trying to keep alive. And so far, her serves have really been doing a nice job to help her get, that's not a good sign there. Trying to add a little bit too much and catches the net.
And it's down 2-0 to Jiaqi Lin here in game 2, up 1-0. Huijing Wang about to receive the serve from the youngster, just 21 years of age, living in Plano, Texas now.
Oh, no, look at that. Both players having either a little bit of nerves or...
Someone needs to lower the net, Sean.
I mean, that ball's jumping off their racket. But again, it's really come down to both players having difficulty reading the exact amount of spin. They could put it on the table without any difficulty. It's just stopping the opponent from getting that first easy attack. And that's a great forehand by Jiaqi. Wow.
Nice power there. She stepped around and really drove that. Unable to handling was Huijing Wang. And now 4-1 lead for Jiaqi Lin here in game 2. Well, that's a nice loop, kind of stepping out to her right. Huijing Wang powers it back to the opposite side of the table, and Jiaqi Lin unable to handle that. Drawing within 2 is Huijing Wang.
Of course, we've mentioned that Jiaqi Lin is playing for Texas Wesleyan, one of the perennial national champions in college table tennis. They've got a stellar program in Fort Worth.
That's a forehand that time by Jiaqi, and unable to handle it was Huijing. So a 5-2 lead, 3-point lead now for Jiaqi Lin with the serve here. Game 2 down 1-0. 11-8 win in game 1 for Huijing Wang.
That forehand just goes long, but it was the right shot, Mark. She needs to continue to get her forehand in before Huijing's, because really Huijing lives and dies on that forehand finishing shot. So anytime Jiaqi can make that offense, get it going. And again, another missed serve. The amount of spin on Huijing's serve is really heavy. It's so easy just to misjudge it just a little bit.
Good example of it there, Sean. That is a really difficult ball to handle.
Because the amount of side spin, it doesn't really just come at you, but also breaks away from you. That time, Jiaqi wanted to backhand loop it, but her foot position was a little bit off and just whiffed it on the return. A great point by both players. Just really Huijing being very smart, patient, taking her time, working the ball to the backhand side, then moving it out to the forehand.
And taking her first lead of game 2 is Huijing Wang at 6-5. She was certainly the aggressor on that point, but it was good defense that time by Jiaqi Lin to keep the ball on the table for an extended period.
Once again, just tremendous shot selection. Huijing taking her time, even bending down below the table surface to keep the attacks going, but moving the ball around extremely well and forcing Jiaqi to play a much more defensive role.
And she did a good job of it, Sean. Again, keeping the ball on the table, but you could tell that once Huijing Wang gets you on the ropes, she doesn't let off. She puts the foot on the accelerator and pushes it right down to the floor.
She does such a great strategic job of placement that never gives you really a chance to get back into it. Now, again, into the counter looping rally, forehand to forehand, my money is on Huijing. She has a stronger shot. She has a little bit more power behind it and more spin.
And up 1-0, and now 8-5 as she's opened a 3-point lead here in game 2.
Whoa.
Very nice return of serve that time by Jiaqi. Kind of set that up and put herself in a nice position to drive that forehand and win that point.
You can see with Huijing, she makes that safe initial opening with her forehand, and then she just stays on top of it. She just keeps putting that pressure on and forcing Jiaqi to really have to cover the whole table, since Huijing is playing both the cross court from the backhand corner and also the down the line so successfully.
That was a perfectly placed shot as well. Look, I went right off the edge. Oh, great return that time by Huijing to get the ball back on the table. And take now what is game point again, 10-6 here in game 2. But Sean, it looked like she was off her body position on that return, but was able to get it on the table.
Just great balance and great coordination to deal with that surprise serve down the line to her forehand now on game point.
And that does it. Game 2 goes to Huijing Wang. and 11-6 after an 11-8 win in game one. Now a 2-0 lead for the Olympian, about to be Olympian, Huijing Wang. And she is one of 6 Olympians who are actually participating here, Sean, in the T2 Challenge Season 2. 3 of the ones that we'll see in 2021 as we get a look at that winning point here for Huijing Wang. And again, that power forehand, when she's able to kind of step around and get her forehand deep and then just drive it, tremendous power.
It's just really a thing of beauty to see her gracefully and almost like a ballerina just step around and then get all that body weight on that back foot and drive through the ball. Just exceptionally strong fundamentals, as I mentioned early. You can learn a lot by watching these fine women play. Great technique, great placement, and a lot of balance.
We've already seen the Olympian Jimmy Butler play his match here at the Houston International Table Tennis Academy. That was the first of the 16 regionals, and Jimmy took care of Deng Zhen and gave Team Alpha the 1-0 lead in the second match that was played here at the Houston International Table Tennis Academy. It was Li Qiwei who beat Shaheen Aklapasand, and that gave Team Omega their point they have right now. Of course, representing Team Omega, Jiaqi Lin serving here in Game 3, down 2-0. A good way to start.
Yeah, she started great last game, but Huijing was able to reel that game and that lead back in. So Jiaqi really has to pay attention to keep the offense going. She cannot afford to let Huijing get that forehand happening.
Good spin on the loop that time by Jiaqi and off the edge of the paddle of Huijing Wang. And now she's down 2-0 as she was in Game 2. And here we are in Game 3. She does lead 2-0 in this match.
And that's an unforced error there. That's exactly what Huijing wants to have, which is a aggressive serve, a defensive return with a push, and then a chance for her to get her forehand in. And that's more what she's expecting. Heavy side spin. Jiaqi needs to do something. I don't know if stepping around would be possible because that serve breaks so wide, but at least she should be trying to play the ball with her backhand into the middle of the table and stop that easy step around.
Yeah, once that ball pops high into the air to Huijing Wang, you can kiss that one goodbye.
And that's what Jiaqi needs to do, is get an opening and then start moving it around with tempo so that Huijing doesn't have time to set up for her powerful forehand.
Oh, great return that time by Huijing Wang. Tremendous power on the backhand and very difficult ball to handle for Jiaqi.
I mean, Jiaqi does a great explosive deep serve and it comes back faster off of Huijing's backhand. So got to be careful what you wish for there. That fast serve really put the server at the disadvantage. Now here come the spinny serves from Huijing.
That was a tough one to handle right there. It was a great return of serve that time by Jiaqi. Set that point up. She had backed down Huijing Wang. We haven't seen that much in this match, Sean, where Huijing was on the defensive.
If Jiaqi can get into the point on even ground, she can really show some great counterattacking ability. But it's just getting past that strong serve and serve return. Again, Jiaqi, a nice forehand opening out to the forehand that time. That forehand mark is just too powerful. Huijing mixing it up, playing a nice backhand jab block in there, and then easily just stepping around, playing the forehand both wide to the backhand and also down the line.
I like Jiaqi's serve selection that time. It was short and on the forehand side, something we hadn't seen much of yet, but Huijing did such a good job of handling it.
And Huijing, once again, able to take a shorter stroke to counterattack. She has such good spin on her forehand loop side that she can speed it up when she has time, or if she has to go quickly, take it off the bounce.
Another one of those powerful forehands, very difficult to handle. Now tying things up for the first time here in game 3 is Huijing Wang, and Jiaqi Lin has the serve again, down 2-0. Critical moment here, Sean, in this match, because obviously coming back again, Huijing Wang shows she goes down, she comes back, and now can Jiaqi throw the counterpunch here?
Right. Huijing just showing the importance of experience in table tennis.
There's the counterpunch.
There's a little pop-up from Huijing,
and
Jiaqi saying, I can do the exact same thing if you pop it up. So Jiaqi needs to really fight hard to take this second point on her serve.
Nice backhand that time by Jiaqi to reopen a 2-point lead. Having difficulty was Huijing, went off the edge of her paddle and now finds herself trailing again here in game 3.
Can see Huijing talking to herself, reminding herself about the timing issues.
It's a good return, I thought, by Jiaqi that time, but handling it well was Huijing Wang to draw within 1. 7-8, you're up 2-0. Game 3, best of 7. T2 Challenge, Season 2. Watching the T2 clock, about 4.5 minutes left here to see if we're going to get to Fast 5 between these two players.
Net serve. Again, it's a little scary, Mark, for me when Jiaqi's returning that heavy side spin serve by always pushing it back, which gives Huijing such an opportunity to get that point started on her terms with that solid forehand loop. But Jiaqi kept it in play, but it's not putting that much pressure.
Yeah, when they get into those extended rallies with forehand loop, it does seem that Huijing has the advantage.
Oh, and that's a nice forehand flip there. Huijing leaned over the table and just with a quick flick of her wrist, took that ball cross court. And once again, from Jiaqi's perspective, the last 2 games, she's had sizable leads.
Nice job that time by Jiaqi to get a deep forehand loop, and having difficulty handling it was Huijing Wang. 9-9 now here in game 3, and a pivotal moment in this match again. You would think, particularly for Jiaqi Lin, to kind of try to pull this one back up, and so because obviously don't want to go down 3-0 to the Olympian Huijing Wang.
Yeah, clearly a must-win game for Jiaqi. She needs to somehow stay away from just pushing these balls, and that's a nice forehand loop there, Mark. She took that risk to step around, and it paid off.
Her first game point of this match for Jiaqi Lin, playing out of Texas Wesleyan, the fine program they have down there. Plano, Texas. We're in Houston right now. Houston International Table Tennis Academy. Serve to Huijing Wang. Now, here we go with the 10-10 score, Sean. No deuce, so this is it for game 3. And a great job by Jiaqi Lin on game point to take that one out. Beautiful step around forehand. Having difficulty with it was Huijing Wang, and an 11-10 victory for Jiaqi Lin.
That's exactly what Jiaqi needs to be doing. She needs to step around and put pressure on these serves that are coming off the end of the table. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see a replay of that last ball. Here's a serve, a beautiful step run, and looped perfectly into that middle, that elbow position in between the forehand and backhand. You can see Huijing just being jammed, and smart play. Jiaqi's back in this game.
Very nice job that time. She was able to step hard with that left side, kind of use the core of her body to drive that ball. As you note, Sean, that was perfectly placed. Almost impossible to handle. You can handle that one. You're not going to be able to do much with it, even if you do handle it. It's going to probably come back high. So it's just a beautiful shot that time by Jiaqi Lin. It draws now to just 1 game down here in the best of 7 at the T2 Challenge Season 2, match number 3, representing Team Omega, Jiaqi Lin. Big win for her, 11-10 in game 3. And Team Alpha, and it's Huijing Wang with the serve.
And Mark, I'm going to be watching to see if Jiaqi is able to continue to send that same message on serves that come off the table. Will she step around or go for a safer shot and allow Huijing to get that opening?
And once again, for the third consecutive game, Jiaqi Lin starts off with the lead, 1-0.
Net serve. But that time, at least, Jiaqi played a topspin backhand instead of going for the more defensive push return.
Well, that was an excellent serve, but a great return by Jiaqi Lin. And the ball comes back long off the paddle of Huijing Wang, and now a 2-0 lead for Jiaqi. It does look like we're going to go to fast 5 here, Sean, as the clock ticks down to 0. And we're going to need at least a game 5 in this one.
Those are some nice backhands by Jiaqi, but again, Huijing able to keep the pressure on, getting her forehand in. That seems to be the determining factor. Anytime Huijing can somehow position herself, get that forehand topspin, and she's so good at redirecting. There's a little bit of that side spin off of the block. Jiaqi tried to push it back, and it went off the side of the table.
You can tell a level of frustration on that shot for Jiaqi Lin. She's experienced it quite a bit in this match. That one into the net, and now taking her first lead of game 4 is Huijing Wang.
Again, very difficult to read the degree of spin. Sometimes Huijing will go pure side spin, other times side top, and then she'll also throw in side spin, underspin. So trying to keep Jiaqi guessing on the exact amount of spin and the degree.
Huijing Wang, who will represent the United States in Tokyo, upcoming this summer in 2021.
That serve, I mean, that was almost in the net, in the air. Little bit of nerves. This is the first time she's down in the last 3 games in the first half of it. She's trying to get her forehand into play. That's a nice backhand combination there by Jiaqi.
And she came to that short serve on the forehand side that time for Jiaqi. And Huijing, she adjusts so well. She's so quick, and you noted it earlier, Sean, but her footwork is amazing. She's 40 years of age, but she springs around like a spring chicken.
I mean, it's just so efficient. I mean, she moves when she needs to. And again, when you give yourself enough position to play that forehand, you can go anywhere with it. And she's using that to her advantage and putting a lot of pressure on Jiaqi to really figure out where that ball is going to end up.
We are in game 4. The next one, game 5, is going to be a fast 5. The clock, the T2 24-minute clock has expired. It says good job that time by Jiaqi. She was on the defensive a bit, but was able to get the ball back on the table with some pace, and unable to handle it was Huijing Wang. And now 6-4, Huijing leading here with the serve going over to Jiaqi. There's that short serve to the forehand side, and having difficulty with it was Huijing Wang. Now drawing within 1, Jiaqi Lin.
Jiaqi's really moving the serve around, really trying to keep Huijing guessing as well as to keep her off balance. Again, there's the serve to the forehand, but that time after a strong flip by Huijing, Jiaqi was positioned and did a great job re-looping the ball on her forehand side for the cross-court winner.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Jiaqi's on the defensive there, but it's a very aggressive return by her that Huijing has no answer for. So despite being backed up just a little bit, she hit a good shot.
Let's see if Jiaqi's able to play some offense directly off of these serves. And again, the amount of spin, it's easy to know that, okay, the ball came off the end of the table, but if Jiaqi's still unfamiliar or thinking, is this side top, side spin pure, or maybe side under, she lifts it and there's a little bit of top. You see it flying off the end. Excellent rally by both players, and somehow Huijing continues to stay by only moving her body after being jammed in the backhand side. Again, such great footwork and balance by Huijing.
There's some really nice blocks in that time by Jiaqi, but when those extended rallies occur, it does seem to shift the favor towards Huijing.
Oh,
beautiful power that time by Jiaqi Lin.
Jiaqi did an exceptional job of controlling that opening spinny loop and then just getting into a nice up-tempo rally.
Drawing back within one here in game 4, down 2-1. Next games, as noted, are going to be fast fives. We're going to get a timeout here. I didn't see. Was it? Wouldn't be surprised if it was Jiaqi who called the timeout there, Sean, because it goes without saying it's a pivotal moment of the match.
Yeah, you do not want to go down 3-1, even if you are going into a fast five, which tends to make it easier for the player trailing to get back into the game. But I mean, both these players are just really having an evening of strong serving. And if the other player can break that service advantage, they can go into the point on their own terms.
We've noted that in this Olympic year, 2021, there are 6 Olympians playing in the T2 Challenge Season 2. They include 3 who will represent the United States of America in Tokyo. That is noted, Huijing Wang being one of them. Lu Zhuan, her teammate, will be there in Tokyo as well. We're also going to get to see in this series Nikhil Kumar. I'm looking forward to that. He's going to play in California against Angie Tan. So that'll be an interesting matchup upcoming here in Season 2 of the T2 Challenge.
Jiaqi has her work cut out for her right now.
Oh, she answers it, Sean. Comes back to tie it up. Great forehand loop that time by Jiaqi to tie this game at 8.
Really solid third ball attack, well placed. Again, great play by Jiaqi. She was able to play that backhand quickly, cross court, and then off the bounce, really negating Huijing's ability to get her forehand into play.
Yeah, she's had some great blocks here in this 4th game for Jiaqi Lin, now leading 9-8, trying to get back into this one against Huijing Wang. Great serve that time by Huijing. Just mixed it up completely. That's the knuckleball coming at you right there. You're not expecting that one.
I think Jiaqi was lucky to even put her paddle on the ball. That ball was kicking down the line. So aggressive. What a amount of confidence to have in your serve to take that down the line into an opponent's forehand at such a critical point in the match.
And taking game point, or going to game point again, is Jiaqi Lin at 10-9 here. So she has an opportunity to even this matchup at 2 games apiece off of this serve.
She's really landing a lot of these serves short to the forehand.
Oh, great loop that time by Huijing Wang to tie things at 10. And for the second consecutive game, we're going to get a game point for both players at 10-10 here in game 4.
So clearly the server advantage goes to Huijing, now with a 1-point sudden death to extend it to 3-1, or if Jiaqi is able to get some offense going, maybe to tie it up at 2 apiece.
Oh, and there's that serve, Sean. Great side spin on it. Into the net goes Jiaqi Lin. And taking the 3-1 lead is Huijing Wang, taking game 4, 11-10. You noted it. When the serve shifted back to Huijing Wang there, you knew the momentum shifted with it.
Well, she definitely took a little bit of pace off the serve compared to the previous one when she served down the line out to the forehand side. You can see how short and wide Jiaqi tried to step around, but she probably needed another foot because that ball was barely coming off the side of the table and fully loaded with spin.
It would look to me that what made that particularly difficult is the bounce off of that serve went really low. All right, Sean O'Neill, here we go, the Fast Five. Of course, as you noted, really it's easier, I think, for a player to get back into a match onto the Fast Fives. And down 3-1, Jiaqi Lin has an opportunity here to quickly get back in this one against Huijing Wang.
And Jiaqi has played so good at the beginning of each of the games. If we had played Fast Five throughout the entire match, it would be over. She would have taken this match by now.
She won 5-0. Oh, good start that time by Jiaqi Lin, stepping around. There it is, deep on the left side of the table, was able to drive it by Huijing Wang to take the 1-0 lead here in Game 5.
And Mark, I think the one thing we've learned over Season 1 is that the offensive player has the advantage in this Fast Five.
Oh, great returns that time by Jiaqi Lin to take a 2-0 lead here in Game 5, down 3-1, but a great start to the Fast Five for the youngster, Jiaqi Lin.
And the serves do alternate in Fast Five, one serve apiece. Wow.
Oh, a rocket return that time off the paddle. No answer on that one, Sean.
That's why both players want to keep their serve short, because anything that goes off the end of the table, unless it's into the body, will be met with a finishing blow.
Good bounce back here for Huijing Wang to tie things at 2. It is a Fast Five, first player to 5, no deuce, as with a regular game as well, to 11. So it happens fast and furious in the Fast Five.
Jiaqi really taking her time. She really needs excellent.
Oh, great serve.
Nice hook serve there. Aggressive deep, a lot of spin. Huijing didn't really get a chance to move her feet to play that ball, and that ball just rocketed off her paddle.
Oh, great return. A net. It came off the net to go 4-2, Jiaqi Lin, but still to get the return because Huijing did a good job of switching things up on her serve that time.
And right now we have a game point here in the Fast Five.
Great point for Jiaqi Lin. A couple of tremendous backhands. Pays off with the victory, 5-2 in Game 5 to draw within a game at down 3-2 now. But a great closeout that time, Sean, by Jiaqi Lin.
Just an exceptional point with a number of changes during the rally. Here you see nice flip. There's a backhand chop, another push, back to a push. And here comes the backhand heavy opening. Huijing, Huijing.
Great angle on that ball as she drives it, because the chop set up one thing, but she comes back with that big backhand loop. It was going wide to the left side of the table, and Huijing Wang had no answer for that. Just tremendously aggressive play that time by Jiaqi Lin. You know, you're down 3-1. You're in a Fast Five. You're playing an Olympian, for crying out loud. She stood in there. Tremendous point for Jiaqi Lin.
Just really did a great job of neutralizing. You notice we didn't see any forehand attacks out of Huijing on that last rally, and Jiaqi's doing an exceptional job of getting that backhand, even if it's a little bit slower. It's got a tremendous amount of spin on it as well. So again, in a Fast Five, anything can happen.
Great start that time for Jiaqi Lin. A powerful backhand into the body of Huijing Wang, and a 1-0 lead for Jiaqi Lin here in Game 6, down 3-2. Another Fast Five.
Again, Jiaqi doing an exceptional job of moving the ball around, dealing with that side spin backhand punch, just keeping the rally on her side of the net with heavy topspin.
Now leading 2-0 here in Game 6, down 3-2. There's some power there from Huijing Wang and a couple of good forehands, unable to handle the second one, Jiaqi Lin. Now drawing within one is Huijing Wang, of course, in a Fast Five. The serve switches on every point, so it's back to Jiaqi Lin now, up 2-1, Game 6. And that goes long. So drawing within or making it even now is Huijing Wang. 2-2, game 6, up 3 games to 2. It's a best of 7. So Huijing Wang seeking to close it out here in game 6.
And that ball is so heavy when Huijing makes that opening loop, especially to the forehand side. Jiaqi either has to go for broke and try to rip it as quickly as possible, or those blocks, she has to take it early. When she takes it late, the ball's already descending. It's going to fly off the end. And that time, Jiaqi goes for the timeout, got a set of 3-2s against 3-2s. She needs to get back into this game 6.
Sean, I thought that was a great example of the footwork of Huijing Wang. She's moving to her right, but what I really love about it, there's almost like a hop step that she uses, but she plants her body so solidly before striking the ball. She's not, you noted it earlier, but her balance is really exceptional. And it's one of the, to me, that's a natural athlete, somebody who's able to make that type of movement, get themselves settled in a very short span of time and be able to return, a shot of that nature. It's just a tremendous athletic move.
Yeah. And then again, the space that she creates between herself and the ball when she's stepping around that backhand side really gives her the luxury of choosing where she's going with it. And that puts so much pressure on Jiaqi because she has to be able to play the wide backhand and the down the line forehand attack. And credit. And that's where the experience comes in and why Huijing will be in Tokyo this summer.
She's seeking to close out Jiaqi Lin here, but the fighter, she's sticking right in there. Oh, there. Great forehand that time. Just a couple of really exceptional shots for Huijing, but that power down the left side of the table, just a beautiful shot that time by Huijing Wang. Now with match point and the serve is Huijing Wang, up 4-2, up 3 games to 2. And that does it right there. Huijing Wang takes match 3 in the T2 Season 2 Challenge, and the score 5-2 in Game 6 as Huijing Wang goes 11-8, 11-6, 10-11, 11-10, 2-5, and then 5-2. Sean, a great win for Huijing Wang.
Just shows what the experience, great serve, great attacks throughout the entire match, a well-played victory.
Get another look at that. It looked like Jiaqi Lin went for broke on it, and unfortunately it didn't pay off. She drove it right into the net, but I kind of like her spirit there. She's like on match point. I'm just going to try to drive this ball, and if it lands, great. If it doesn't, well, there'll be another. There'll be a tomorrow. There always is.
Yeah, both players played exceptionally well. Credit Huijing, little stronger on the serve and serve return, and of course the big forehand.
All right, that is match number 3 in the T2 Challenge Season 2. We want to thank everybody at the Houston International Table Tennis Academy for their great work, and thank our 2 players today, Huijing Wang, who defeats Jiaqi Lin in match 3, and now Team Alpha leads 2 games to 1.